So tonight we're gonna make a chicken Cordon Bleu with creamed spinach and stuffed mushrooms. You are gonna need 2 bowls. One is for the flour and one is for the egg yolk to actually crumb your chicken. Well, without crumbs because we're not gonna do breadcrumbs. And you're gonna need some spinach. You're gonna need some onion, some bacon strips, some mushrooms, some self-rising flour, some cream cheese, a pot, and you're going to even need an oven-safe dish. So to start off with our chicken, because that takes longer to cook, we are going to be heating our oven to 180 or 200 degrees, and while that heats up, we're going to prepare our chicken. So you're going to be grating your cheese, and you're going to be getting your chicken breasts ready. I like various cheeses, so I'm making a double portion, so you're going to need 80 grams of cheese in total. So I've taken 35 grams of cheddar and 35 grams of mozzarella, which I'm now just grating. And then the other 10 grams are going to come from a cream cheese. It's a great meal for the entire family, and it's really good. And as starch, you can just add some baby potatoes or some potato wedges or some chips, or even some couscous or quinoa. Because you have so little cheese, it goes really quickly to grate it. And once it's grated, you can just put it to the side for a moment. Some of this cheese will be utilized on your chicken Cordon Bleu, and some of it will go onto your stuffed mushrooms.
Did you ever get what you needed? Yeah, I went to Planned Parenthood. Good. Do you have a second? Sure.
Now that your cheese has been grated, we're going to prepare the chicken. So as I've said, I'm making 2 portions. I've already deboned and filleted my chicken breasts. Now chicken Cordon Bleu is very easy. If you have a slit in your chicken, that's great. If you don't have one, you're gonna make one. So you're gonna go to halfway in the baseline of the chicken breast, and you're gonna cut away. And then you're gonna flick it open, like so. Okay, so that is flicked open. Now, in preparation, you're gonna take one of your bacon strips, and you're gonna fold it up in there. And you're going to take a little bit of your cheese mixture, not too much, and you're going to pop it in there. Then you're going to close it back up. Make sure that the meat is covering everything. That's one down. Beautiful. And we're now going to do the other one.
No, it's growing. I mean, we're calling people. It's getting huge.
Right. Okay, you want to sit? Okay, I'm going to go get my Claire, then you're going to round up a real sitter, all right?
Okay, so you're making your slit in your chicken breast, and you're taking it down. Make sure that there's enough space so you can flap your chicken over itself. Again, you take your bacon strip, and you pop it in there, and you seal that up. So bacon strip, a little bit of cheese, and then another bacon strip. And then you close it. So looking beautiful. Now our chicken is ready. So now we're going to use some string again to actually seal these puppies up. So grab your string or floss if you don't have string. And then we are going to neatly wrap them. Okay. You want to wrap them, not too tightly, but you do want to wrap them.
Hey, I didn't say that. Don't feel bad. It wouldn't work. I mean, I got like B's and C's, and I didn't fail anything. Probably should have. So your high school days are spent mostly what?
Okay, so that's one done. Before I wrap this one, I've actually trimmed a little bit more off of the top to actually help the bottom. So I'm going to do that patchwork there. There we go. So that's now perfectly patched. And now I'm going to take my string and tie it up. So now the patched one is also wrapped nicely. There are your two beautiful chicken breasts. Before we dunk the chicken, we're going to just start preparing the mushrooms. So you take your big portobello mushroom. Okay. And you're taking your cream cheese. And you are literally going to take a little bit of fresh garlic. And you're going to spread it in there on both. Okay, now you're going to take your cream cheese, nice little spread, and you're actually going to fill that brim with it.
I think it's cool that you came. Why wouldn't I? Because you're having a baby and I didn't think you'd split them.
And your mushroom looks like that. Take your remaining cheese, and you just sprinkle that on top. And you sprinkle it. If there's any other cheese left that you would like to stuff back into your chicken breast, please do so. This is what your chicken Cordon Bleu looks like, all wrapped up. And those are what your mushrooms look like. The chicken's going to go in before the mushrooms go in. So now before we dip the chicken, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to need one egg, cracked and broken. That you're going to mix up. Mils of either water or milk. I'm doing water. And then you just mix it in. Now we're going to do the flour that it's going to be rolled in. So you're just going to take some self-raising flour, not too much, just a little bit. Spread it out on a plate. And now you're going to add some spices to it. This is vegetable spice, and I'm going to do salt and pepper. That's just going to give the coating a nice flavor. And you just shake all of that up. Now, you're going to take your chicken breast and you're going to roll it in your egg. Roll it out, and then you're going to roll it into spice. Just roll it nicely. So there's really not a lot of flour that comes on here. So it's really not the end of the world. Okay, next, and there's no breadcrumbs coming on, although you can, after that flour process, re-dip in the egg and then do breadcrumbs. But that's not what I'm going to do. And you just roll until it's nicely covered. And then you just kind of shake them around. You can actually double dip, double coat, but now your chicken breasts look like this, and they are ready for the oven. Take a non-stick pan, grease it out with some non-stick spray, either an olive oil spray, coconut oil spray. I'm just going to be using extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to be rubbing that out. And then once my oven is ready, I'm going to stick that in there for 25 to 30 minutes. Depending on how thick your chicken breast is, it can go up to 35 minutes on 180 degrees. Now you've got your oil pan or non-stick pan. You're gently going to lift and place. Lift and place. Okay, that it's in your non-stick wheel pan. Just flip them over so that they're a little bit wet from the non-stick spray or from the oil. And then they are going to be ready to go into the oven once you've got your temperature on. They are going to go in for 25 to 35 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is, and you will have to check. Now that we're done with our chicken, we're going to start focusing on our creamed spinach. I'm going to take some onions, chop them finely.
Thank you for the offer, but I really do think this is a bad policy, and everyone out there wants to change, and I don't think a review is going to work.
Greg, would you please explain to Felicity what you were telling me before? No, I won't. She's right. She's right. And
Okay, so now you've got your finely chopped onions. My oven is ready, so I'm going to be putting the chicken in. They're going in. And now we will wait 20 minutes. Cream spinach is very easy. Put your plate on hot, boil some water, and get a pot. As your water is boiling, you can add your spinach, which I've already removed all the white stuff from. I have here roughly 250 grams of spinach, because that's going to shrink down, and I'm splitting it over 2 portions. You can go even more. Spinach is very good for you. Spinach is in. I'm just going to dunk it under the water. You don't want the water to end up being green. You don't want all the nutrients boiled out. So just pop your lid on there. Lower your heat to a 3. It will still boil, but it won't overboil. And then that has to boil for 3 to 5 minutes to go nice and soft. Your onions are going to be added after 3 minutes so they can go soft. There's your mushrooms remaining. And our chicken is doing very well in the oven. This spinach is so delicate. Please check on it regularly because your stove might be a lot hotter and you really don't want the nutrients going into the water. In fact, you can reduce some of that water and throw some of that water out, which is what I'm going to do now. As you can see, I've just drained most of the water. Now the lid's going back on, and it's going to be on a slightly lower heat, so 2. And that's going to be for the remaining 3 minutes, because that was 2 minutes in. While I wait for my spinach, I'm going to clean my kitchen, and then I'm going to check in on my chicken. My spinach has been going for roughly 3 minutes now, so now I'm going to add my onion to that mix. So you can see it whittling down there. Just add all those lovely onions in. One hand cooking. Okay, so that's all in there. We're just going to mix it. We're going to leave the lid on for a minute. Up it to a 4 or 5. And once it starts boiling furiously, we are going to turn it down.
Yeah, I guess I did.
It smells wonderful. Now it's starting to boil, but not yet furiously. So I'm just going to mix it in a little bit. And now I'm going to let it boil furiously on high for 2 minutes. This has now been boiling on high for 2 minutes, so I'm going to turn it down to a 0. And I'm going to keep the lid on there, and I'm going to have a little look at my chicken. Ooh, the chicken is going very, very nicely, as you can see. So now that your plate is turned low, you're going to add some salt and pepper to this mix. Not too much, because the water's going to take a lot of it. And you're just going to mix it a little bit. And then soon, you're going to leave the lid open now so some of that water can boil out. And then soon we're going to crush it up. Now once your chicken has been in for 25 minutes, you can actually take your mushrooms and add them in for the last 5 minutes of your chicken grilling. So we're gonna wait for that now. Chicken has come out. It's got 5 minutes to go, so I've added my mushrooms and I'm now popping it back into the oven. These last 5 minutes are so important. You're actually gonna take your oven and change it to grill. 180 degrees, 5 minutes, and then we're ready to eat. My spinach is now mashed. Nice and fine. There's still a little bit of moisture in there, and you'll see it as you mash it, it comes out. You can just drain that. And then you're gonna get together, for every 100 grams of spinach, 25 milliliters of cream. My 50 mils of cream. Yummy. Some salt and pepper. Now I've added my fresh cream, my garlic, and my salt and pepper. And now you're just going to stir that in. Lovely. And put that on a low heat. And there we go. There's some spinach. Yeah. Another 5 minutes have gone. Our chicken is ready. Our mushrooms are ready. Smells divine. Sizzle, sizzle off the griddle. Lovely spinach, cream spinach, chicken, some mushroom. I'm going to dish it and show you the final product. So voila, there is your finished product. As I said, this is a great meal for the whole family. You can add potatoes as a starch or some quinoa, some couscous, but it's delicious and it's definitely worth the wait. Enjoy your meal and remember not to eat the string.